I think it's extremely important to recognise the value that Aberdeenshire Council in particular puts on the rural economy generally, and to have the first of this series of events taking place in Aberdeenshire, I think, is a real milestone, something very much to be celebrated, and we're all very grateful to the SCVO for organising today's event.
I think we've been very fortunate in being given the opportunity to kickstart the regional events, because A, we've got a fantastic setting which is absolutely in the middle of rural Aberdeenshire, and B, we've had an absolutely fantastic turnout from a real wide range of rural stakeholders. What has impressed me is that not only have our leader participants been willing to come here and display their projects and discuss their projects with other people, but there have been support services, there have been independent voluntary groups that have just wanted to come and see what's going on for the day, and not one person sat quiet. Everybody was engaging. The presentations from the two projects, Donald Boyd of Huntly Development Trust and Jana Hutt of Nakanda Wool Mill, their presentations were fabulous. They were complementary in what these organisations are doing. They raised the challenges of actually instigating and delivering projects on the ground, and I think it was great that they were both there to tell their story. So I think it's been a very, very successful day, and the afternoon session, it's been quite obvious that people have engaged in conversation, and I know that people were taking one story from one group to the next group. So overall, I would give it a score of somewhere about 98 to 99%.
The Nakanda Wool Mill Company is, I'll first explain about Nakanda Wool Mill, that's probably easier. This is a listed wool mill which has been in production since 1784. The trust is actually restoring the wool mill, and the company is going to run it once it's restored. So at the moment the wool mill actually produces cloth, and what we're going to have is visitors, facilities for visitors, education, and we're going to produce lots more cloth, so the whole thing will be financially sustainable, and that's the responsibility of the Wool Mill Company to actually maintain that.
Huntly Development Trust, or HDT, is a new community enterprise established for about 6 months now to undertake projects for the benefit of Huntly and District. That's serving a very broad, wide rural area in the northeast of Scotland, and we have an equally broad range of projects in a portfolio that we're trying to realise by 2011. We have projects which look at town centre issues, town centre regeneration issues. We've got projects that deal with the wider environment, renewable energy, and social training initiatives as well. An event like today's, the Rural Network event here at Lochter, is really, really useful. You may do all the study, the field work, the research that you think you possibly can, but it's actually when you meet other people who are doing similar things or have been there before you that you pick up those gems of information that you couldn't possibly get from anywhere else. And it's been really useful already today to find out people's previous experience, and I made a couple of useful contacts that I'm going to follow up on in the next couple of weeks. For anyone considering coming to a Scottish Rural Network event, I can only recommend that they do it. You're sometimes unsure in advance of an event what you're going to get out of it, but if you go there with an open mind, today's event has been absolutely super.
I thought today was an excellent event, and I think it really brought together communities and managed to actually show the power of networking very, very well. And I think that there was a good balance of people here, and there were some really, really inspirational stories came out of it. So I think it was a really worthwhile activity today.
I thought the morning session, which was structured presentations, very well put together. And I particularly enjoyed seeing case studies, and I felt the afternoon session developed on that particularly usefully. It enabled people who had never met before to share experiences and observations, and I felt it was extremely beneficial. The same threads seemed to emerge over the course of the afternoon, which was I'm sure very heartening for the organisers, and I just felt the whole thing was quite inspiring. I mean, that was the question that was being asked, so I think people will feel motivated to go out and perhaps to try that a little bit harder and with a little bit more background knowledge of how things were achieved elsewhere can achieve the same goals for their own communities. So well done to the organisers.
We've had a great day. We've had presentations from Leader, our packs. We've also had some wonderful case studies. This afternoon was very exciting. We had appreciative inquiry, which is something I've never been involved in, but basically hearing stories from community groups all over with their enthusiasm and all the different ways in which they've been helped by different things. So it's been a great day, but this is just the start. This is the first event of 20. Another 19 events are going to be held in the local leader areas in the coming year.
I'm delighted to say that we had just over about 65 people here today. We've had a really exciting day full of great discussion, lots of information sharing and storytelling. We heard from a couple of projects who want to talk about their experiences of accessing either leader funding or rural priorities funding. One of them was from the local area, Huntly Development Trust. They were explaining some of the great work they've got going on and things they have in the pipeline. And the external project presentation we had was the Nakando wool mill project, which is based actually in Murray. So they had some really great information to share, and a lot of that was replicated later on in the discussion session that we had. There was a really great buzz from that activity, and what was really nice was to see people as they were going through the different rounds of discussions, almost a light bulb effect as things were starting to dawn on them and connections were being made. And I think you probably saw that as well when we got to the end of the session. The number of post-its went up on the flip charts was really quite exciting, and it's given us great food for thought for the rest of the events.